This morning, we're going to help you get ready for the new gardening season. And we're going to do it by eliminating the excuses like, I don't have enough room for a garden, or the soil in my backyard is simply awful. We're going to make sure that you're ready with raised bed gardening, and Matt Kokenes from Microfarm Organic Gardens is here to help us.
Hey, Ramona, thanks for having me on the show today.
We're glad to have you because raised bed gardening has become awfully popular for people who don't have a lot of space to garden.
Right, and for good reason. Raised beds are awesome because they allow you to create an ideal growing environment much easier and faster than, say, trying to recondition that terrible heavy clay soil that you're talking about that most people in Charlotte have in their backyard.
Right.
So we are going to show you how to make our cedar timbers raised bed design today.
Okay, and you said specifically cedar timbers. Is it important for us to use cedar?
We think so.
Okay.
Cedar is your best bet because it's not treated with any toxic chemicals or chemicals that maybe have a questionable impact on your health. So cedar's a good choice. Railroad ties and pressure treated lumber, not such a good choice for a raised bed application. So we call it the cedar timbers for a reason, and this is a classic timeless design. We certainly didn't invent this, but we've put our own little microfarm spin on it.
Okay, what's the microfarm spin?
Well, instead of being 2 layers of like railroad ties or pressure treated timbers, it's actually 3 layers of cedar 4x4s. So it requires an extra fastener in the corners. But Billy here is going to show us how we're going to, so we've started by cutting these pieces according to the cut list that's on the viewer's screen. Okay. Hopefully. And you sort of just lay them out like Jenga blocks, right? It's pretty simple. And then you're going to come in and drive these 10-inch timber lock screw fasteners down in each corner. And it's pretty straightforward. And the end result is a really nice, clean-looking, sturdy, non-toxic raised bed that you're gonna, have really successful gardening with. So.
Okay, so how long would it take to build something like this? Is this something I could do in a weekend? You should be able to do it in a weekend. You will need some tools and a list of materials that are on your screen, on your viewer's screen. But a miter saw like this one would be really helpful, or maybe just really stretch out your arm if you got a hand saw because you're going to be doing some cutting. Obvious things like a tape measure and a drill powerful enough to drive those in. A little tip for the do-it-yourselfers, Ramona: raised beds look better when they're level. So you can see this one's on sloping ground. So we would take a shovel like this one here that Billy has and come in and just trench the area where the bed's going to sit down so that you can get the bed level. And then just take if you have a level, drop a level on it, and so my homeowners association won't complain because it'll look good. Right.
Hopefully your neighbors will still like you after you put your raised bed in.
How high does it have to be?
Oh gosh, it doesn't even have to be this high. It doesn't have to be any height. But this is about a foot, maybe 11.5 inches. That's a good height to grow root vegetables. Things like carrots and beets where they're growing down into the ground. Some plants like tomatoes, for example, tomato plant roots can go as deep as 2 feet. So, when you install this bed, you might come in and actually remove the grass or till up the ground underneath the bed before you add your premium soil into the bed.
Well, I know you're awfully picky about your wood. Are you as picky about the soil that you fill this with?
Yes, we do.
I thought you would be.
We do try to use a really premium blend. We suggest for a homeowner something that you could even buy in bulk. That's a blend of like pine bark fines and mushroom compost, and maybe permatil or perlite. A nice light loamy mixture that plants' roots can just grow right through and be really happy. So, but yep, premium soil, premium wood, nice looking bed.
Yeah, and then we treat it for weeds when?
You shouldn't really need to treat it for weeds. You should just be out there in your garden pulling weeds. Just don't let them get out of control. I will say another tip might be, if you wanted to use a waterproof, or if you wanted to make the wood last longer, we actually use this non-toxic internal wood stabilizer. And I'm loving the
word non-toxic.
Yeah, it's made by a company in Portland, Oregon, and it waterproofs the wood safely. And so you can double the life of a wood that's already going to last a really long time.
Fantastic, Matt. Thank you so much.
Thanks again for having me, Ramona.